Alrighty, we're starting with Brooke.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Alright, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome, welcome, y'all. You're in Dallas, Texas, live for the Real Women and Real Estate Trilogy book launch. Today, blessing our stage is Miss Joselyn Morales. Hey, Joselyn.
Hey,
How you
girl.
doing, baby girl?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I am great. I've actually had the pleasure of knowing her for a few years. We're in another mentorship community, hence why I'm just so, hey, so nice to see you on my stage.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course, of course. So this is something that I feel strongly about as well. And you were in corporate for a long time, and you left corporate to focus on real estate full time. And this is a New Yorker doing real estate in New York. We know that's kind of hard, y'all, for those in real estate. So tell me about that story.
Well, when I started my career in sales, I was always the youngest, and I was usually the only woman in the room. But I harnessed that to my advantage, and I used my power, and I chose to listen to what my audience was asking, right? And a lot of buyers in the room were women, but reporting to men, and they always spoke over them. So I always made it very intentional to listen to what women wanted. And I did really well because of that, and I made a lot of money, but I was on the road all the time. So I talk about this in my chapter because I was away from my family, and my children were at the time 10 and 5, and I couldn't be a mom because I was weeks and weeks traveling different trade shows, different meetings. And so I just wanted, and I knew for me to focus 100% in real estate, I had to jump 100% in. And my husband really is the impetus that pushed me in that direction. And he always says, you are the most intelligent person that I know, not just man or woman, but I'm the most intelligent person that he knows. And he says, you've been building this wealth and these businesses for all these other companies and for their families, and you can do it for ours. And so that's why I did it. And I walked away and took the little bit of money that we had and borrowed some money from wherever we could and just figured it out. One step at a time.
I love
How
that.
inspirational
Figure it
is
out.
that?
That's it.
Yes, and it's important to have a partner that supports and sees the gifts in you that you sometimes don't see in yourself, or you see but you're afraid to take that action. It's fascinating that we always are so strong for others.
Absolutely.
But not for self. So with that being said, what advice do you have for women out there who are looking to pick up this path that you have picked up, and how can they get that done?
I think the most important thing I would say is women underestimate how much your will is your power, right? And you have to be willing to show up and do what others will not do. And that's how you will be successful in real estate as a woman. Because I was out there on the job sites asking my guys what needed to be done and why, and Googling pictures because I had no construction background. I sat there and watched them work on ladders, and I wasn't afraid to do what needed to be done because I stepped into my own power, and I stepped into knowing if I was willing to do this for somebody else, I have to be willing to do it for myself. So your why and your because and your want has to be so powerful, and you just have to own it, and you have to do it, and just take the bull by the horns and just go.
110%. And you saying that you are doing things that people don't want to do. You and I were talking about, because you were flipping a house in New York, and she was saying, "Oh, watch out for the neighbor's girl," because she was literally going up on doors, looking in the windows, trying to figure out the actual resale value just by showing up and poking around like a creeper. And I'm like, "Girl, what are you doing?" She's like, "Oh my God!" And this neighbor called on me. I'm like, "Yeah, I wouldn't have called. I would just mind my own business." But I'm just like, "Dang, girl!" But that goes back to that's her. So that's what she does. So 2025 is coming up, 26. Most of us have a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plan. What is next for you? What's Joselyn up to?
You know, my latest flip that I've been doing has turned into a almost rebuild of the entire home, and I never thought that I would be able to do almost a brand new construction. And so I'm really excited to get into more land development and more new construction builds and more syndications, because I actually closed on my first one as a lead sponsor this year. And I'm very grateful for the women and men who have partnered with us, and a lot of them have law enforcement backgrounds, which is where my husband came from. And I haven't made this official announcement anywhere else, but I was able to retire my husband this year from his line of work.
Congrats, huge!
So, and I wear that as my badge of honor that I did that for him.
That
amazing.
is fabulous.
Wow.
And really quick, I'm sure you've already thought of this idea, but since you have so many law enforcement people, you need to put one of them on your property. If you ever do multifamily, so I know you're multifamily too, have one of them live there for free and have a cop car right there. People pick
I
up real
have
quick and act right.
24-hour security now with me
do
with my
you?
husband,
Oh,
so you know.
Then we'll just borrow one of yours for our property.
That's it. Absolutely. Happy to help. That should be the next consulting business I do is security on
I
site.
love it. You should, seriously.
Yeah.
So how do people connect with Joselyn Morales? And if we want to do business, where do we find you?
Joselyn Morales on Facebook, Instagram, 4J Ventures. 4Js are my family, myself, our 2 children, and my husband. So that's where you can find me.
And she's
Love
another
it.
fabulous Puerto Rican too, on top of all that.
From the Bronx, born and raised.
I live in the Bronx. So.
That's it, you know.
Yes.
We're a cut above. We're a little bit rougher, right? Running from the Bronx, you just gotta have a little more grit. Right?
Yeah, I'm Albanian and Bronx, so combine
That's
those
it.
two.
So watch out.
That's-
And
Watch it.
Caroline is
Yeah.
laughing because she knows. She's like, oh, okay, got it. We are grateful for you.
Thank
you
you.
for saying yes. You
Thank
are
you.
actually one of our bonus chapters because we had three volumes with 27 chapters each, and you are our bonus sister.
Yes.
On chapter
Thank
20.
you. Thank you. And I'm appreciative for the people
thank
who
you.
nominated me. And,
Yes.
you know, after the interview with you ladies, I just knew that I was in the right place and would be able to.
We are grateful for
offer.
you. And congratulations, #1 bestseller.
Miss Joselyn
Thank you.
Morales, y'all.
Thank you.